The root cause of inequality isn't billionaires who don't pay enough taxes, or politicians who make poor policy decisions, or even crony capitalism. You might be surprised to know that it all stems from something that you deal with every day, something whose existence you probably take for granted. See this? It's a 20 euro note. If I put this away in a drawer, 2 years from now, it will buy about 10% less than it does today. Same paper, same ink, same number, but less purchasing power. How is that possible? Because the system is designed to quietly bleed the value from your money. And for most people, this erosion is invisible until it isn't. Until your rent jumps, your grocery bill bites, and your salary lags far behind. And you start asking, why is everything getting so expensive? In this video, you'll learn why this happens, why your money always loses value, who it benefits, and who it hurts. Spoiler alert, that's you. And how you can protect yourself from it. We'll break down the mechanics of inflation and show you that there is, in fact, a way to step outside the game entirely. Every dollar created through debt issuance dilutes the dollars already in your wallet. For example, when someone takes out a mortgage from a bank, the bank doesn't lend existing money. It creates brand new money on their ledger. The loan principal is now in circulation until it is repaid. But that might be as much as 30 years later. And the interest that you repay, well, that stays in the economy. This is how the fiat system sustains itself, by inflating away the value of the past to fund the present. Inflation isn't just an abstract number or a line on a chart. When you store your past efforts in the form of savings in the bank, inflation ensures that your time and your energy is now being continuously discounted. If we called it the rate of devaluation instead of the rate of inflation, I guarantee a lot more people would be angry about it. And what's worse, this is called progress, because the more money that flows through the economy, the higher the GDP, even if it flows very unevenly. There was a time when money was backed by something real, gold. A banknote, like the one that I just held up, actually represented a claim to physical gold. But gold had limits. It takes energy, time, and risk to extract. And that constraint was a tether. That tether was cut in 1971 when President Nixon ended the gold standard for the US dollar, which is the world's reserve currency. There was simply not enough gold to back all of the dollars in circulation. Since then, money could be created without constraint. Today, your money floats on faith alone, trust in the institutions that issue it, manage it, and promise that it won't evaporate. Well, at least not immediately. But trust is fragile, and when that trust breaks, well, the path of history is littered with hyperinflation and failed currencies. These days, you need look no further than Argentina, Zimbabwe, Cuba, Venezuela, Turkey, Lebanon, Iran, Nigeria, Egypt, and the list goes on. Crisis after crisis, we've seen how quickly the story of money can unravel, and the lives of citizens along with it. So new money doesn't just rain from the sky, hitting everyone all at the same time. It flows through pipelines, and it goes to banks, to corporations, and to the asset rich. They get access to it first. They spend it first. They buy things that hold or grow value, real estate, equities, hard assets, because they know well that the money is being debased and they want to get rid of it as quickly as possible. That's the Cantillon effect. Proximity to the money spigot determines who gets ahead. It separates the haves from the have-nots. By the time that money filters down to you, prices have already jumped. You're not ahead, you're just trying to catch up with weaker dollars and faster moving targets. So what is inflation good for? Well, governments love inflation, even when they are issuing us with promises that they're trying their very best to bring it under control. Why? Because it erodes their debt without raising taxes. Quietly. It's politically convenient. No vote needed. It's a form of tax, except it's not fixed, it's not announced, and you'll never receive a bill for it. And those with the least, well, they pay the most. The ultra wealthy love it too. It makes their assets balloon in value, their stocks, their properties, their portfolios. But if you're earning wages and you have savings, you're on the other side of the siphon. Your wealth is melting while theirs compounds. You don't see the theft happening until you can no longer afford the lifestyle you once could, until your safety net disappears, until you realize the treadmill is speeding up and you're having to run faster and faster just to stay in the same place. So inflation hits you in two ways simultaneously. It eats up the purchasing power of your income, and at the same time, it pushes up the price of assets that you can't quite afford anyway. The middle class becomes the squeezed class. You own less, save less, invest less, and dream less. If you're not already holding assets, you're being priced out of them in real time. You're watching the train pull away from the station, knowing that no matter how fast you can run, you will never be able to catch it. It's easy to feel hopeless when you're faced with something like this that's completely out of your control. So what can an individual do to slow down or reverse the effects of this relentless inflation? Luckily, we have a new tool, an asset that is equally accessible to the working and middle classes. It doesn't require huge outlays, and you can buy as much or as little as you like. The answer is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is scarcity in a sea of diluted money. Money is attracted to hard assets, and Bitcoin, it's the hardest asset in the world. It's a secure, decentralized monetary network that runs according to a predetermined protocol. It's not run by governments or any kind of central authority. It's not manipulated by insiders. It's just math and consensus, rules written into code. There will never be more than 21 million coins. No banker bailouts, no stealth dilution. And every 4 years, its already very low inflation rate halves. And unlike fiat, it respects limits and it respects your time. Bitcoin isn't just digital gold. It's an escape hatch, a monetary system that doesn't rely on trust, just transparency. You don't need to be wealthy to buy Bitcoin. You don't need a broker. You don't need to ask anyone's permission. You can start with $10 or $10,000. You can hold it yourself, move it yourself, and in doing so, you step outside a system built to siphon value from the bottom to the top. Bitcoin is about access, ownership, control, and for those who recognize its power early enough, it will be enough to level the playing field. While most assets are gatekept behind status and accreditation and require an intermediary to purchase or hold them, Bitcoin simply provides a way to opt out. So every time you look at a banknote in your wallet, ask yourself, if it's losing value by design, why are you saving it? You work hard, you plan, you sacrifice. Shouldn't your money be serving you and not hurting you? There is another way to store time without erosion, to own money that doesn't lose value like air slowly leaking from an old balloon, to turn your fiat money into an asset that will make everything that it is priced in become cheaper over time. That's what Bitcoin offers. Not hype, hope. A quiet exit from the status quo and a system that doesn't work for you. If you made it this far, I hope you learned something new about money. Please like, subscribe, and share with someone who could benefit from it. Thanks so much for watching, and see you in the next video.